Hey guys, Fernandes, Lembo on the grid.
Yeah.
John, we usually start off with football, but we'll both be at volleyball games tonight. So
yeah.
Let's just sum that up. I'm going to be at the district final, Riverview hosting Lithia Newsom. If it's anything like their semifinal match against Alonzo, this should take less than an hour. So I'm looking for Nikki Halbert's team to win the district like they did last year. You'll be at what game?
I'll be at the big one, the TP, Manatee,
Right.
Venice. Venice swept Manatee earlier the year, but Jojo Coulter was hurt for the Hurricanes, so we'll see if that's going to make a difference. You know, this year I picked in my rankings Manatee first, Venice second, but you knew it would come down to these two teams in the district, and you know, whoever wins this, I see these teams playing again in the regional, so whoever wins this will be home for the rematch, and I think whoever wins the rematch goes to the Final Four. So this is a big match tonight, and the TP is going to be rocking, I'm sure. Venice has outstanding support from the community and fans. I'm sure some Manatee fans make the trip.
Sure.
And it's going to be, if you like, I mean, nothing against the other teams, but you're talking about two of the best teams in the state in terms of Venice and Manatee for 8A.
You know, we cover football that's outdoors. Sometimes
Right.
you can't really get the flavor of a matchup or the crowd enthusiasm.
Right.
And I've been to volleyball games. You
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
It's electric. in some of
Yeah,
these
I mean, I
places.
covered Riverview and Venice played a couple. They played last year. It was Venice's senior night. And Riverview beat them in 5, and that place was going crazy. And that, I mean, I don't want to say it was a meaningless match, but it wasn't a district final. This is going to be a district final between two longtime rivals. And, you know, Manatee last year won the regional semi, and you know, Manatee the last couple of years has kind of chipped away a little bit at Venice, as has Riverview. But Venice, I think, this year, this is the best team we've seen in a while for Brian Wheatley's Indians. So it should be a good night of volleyball.
Can you project a little bit down the road? I mean, you can never tell a bad night, a good opponent, but
Right.
who might?
Well, the Aquinas.
Uh-huh.
Aquinas is in that bracket, and they're always a monster. So, you know, I mean, that's kind of the one problem is you got to get by that team.
I mean, Aquinas, I mean, we always know them as a football powerhouse. You'd know, have they been a volleyball powerhouse for many, many years?
Yeah, they have been, you know, and they're kind of a powerhouse whenever they want to be a powerhouse. In.
Right. They know, they know how to get athletes. But we'll switch to football. We ran a story.
We did?
We ran a we did.
We do that.
We ran a story on Wednesday sort
Yeah.
of breaking down the possible. I mean, it's still too early.
Yeah,
But according to my calculations here, we got maybe 7 teams possible for a playoff spot.
Yeah, it should be interesting with the way. But again, you know,
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to really pay those points rankings much
Right.
attention to the last one comes out, or the next
now.
to last one.
Sure.
Because, you know, I mean, for example, Liquid Ranch was 3-0 a couple weeks, and now they're 3-2.
Right.
So their point totals have kind of changed a little bit. So, you know, I mean, I think it's fun to look at and kind of see, but also remember too that a lot of those don't take into account district champions. For example, the FHSA one has Venice 1 in their region, and
Right.
the Braden River 2. That can't
Right.
happen because if you're not district champion, the best seed you can do is 5th. So, you know, we'll see how it shakes out. But again, I mean, I'm looking forward to that the Sunday before the playoffs. They announce the whole field, and that's what we'll be looking at. But hey, like Rashad West from Southeast said yesterday, if we win our games, we won't worry about the whole math.
You know, that's going to be a little bit sort of a reduced version of like the NCAA when they announce the field and who's going
Right.
on and who's sitting home.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like just like that, you know, obviously, if you win your conference, you go to and this is kind of like when your district, you know, you're in. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a little exciting, a little fun to see who's going to come out of it. I think quite a few teams. I think. You know, obviously Riverview's going to go. They won their district.
Right.
I think Southeast has a good shot. I think Braden River and Venice have a good shot. I think Palmetto has a good shot.
Very good shot.
I think Port Charlotte has a good shot. So,
Right.
you know, we'll see how it shakes out. And we have all 3 private schools going in the SSAC. St. Stephen's, the 1 seed, and ODA and Braden Christian getting in as well. So all 3 teams are going to the playoffs in that one.
Kind of, I'm just looking down the rankings here. I guess
Right.
really the big surprise would be Charlotte at number 11.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Binky talked about having a very, very young team.
And they got banged up pretty
And they
early.
got banged up
yeah,
early,
so
yeah.
it's kind of been kind of a bad storm, the imperfect storm
Right.
for Charlotte. And you know, Charlotte. I mean, Manatee having a uncharacteristically down year.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, it's been an interesting football season. And the weather. I mean, it's been a really strange. This has been a memorable football season for a lot of reasons.
I mean, for the first time for this format, it would have been nice to have a clean.
That's the
sort of
problem.
season,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
kind of the thing. It was like, you know, we really haven't seen this format yet in a regular season where we're not playing games on Mondays and Tuesdays and Saturday mornings. You know, it'd be nice just to play a full season and everyone getting their bye weeks in. But hopefully next year cooperates a little better.
Yeah, no more Irma.
Or whatever. And whatever letter comes our way.
Whatever, yeah. Before we look back at or look ahead to the games on Friday, just review last week's games. That I
was at the big one. Bayshore beating Hardy.
The closest match, 8-7.
Yeah.
The rest of the games were 30 and 25.
And you're now you've lost 2 locks of the week, which I thought was impossible, but you've done it.
What took you so long to mention it? I figured you'd open up the show.
I want to be nice, but yeah, just a big win for Bayshore.
Right.
The first under Coach John Bizunis. Hardy did make some mistakes, but Bayshore's defense played really well.
Right.
Jamal Sanders, the coordinator, had a great game plan against Kai Washington, the very good quarterback for Hardy. Good for Bayshore, and hopefully a win like that against a good Hardy team. Maybe the kids who didn't want to play this year might want to play next year. That's what you got to do. I did hear numbers are up at Bayshore, which is good. So good win.
And if you're looking at opponent, not to belittle DeSoto, but if you're looking for an opponent coming off that big win, DeSoto sort of fits the bill.
Homecoming for Bayshore. They play DeSoto. If they win this one, that's 2 in a row. They get some traction. Who knows?
I'd like to see some more competitive games out there. Like I said, every game last week was by 30 points. Dennis Maffezoli. I was talking about this earlier in a column.
Right.
Is the talent level that much of a difference on these Friday night games?
It's what it's looking like. We have teams who are really, really good, and there's no real middle ground.
Right.
It seems we have teams that are really, really good and teams that are kind of struggling. And unfortunately, those teams are kind of meeting in the middle. So yeah, it's been a lot of we've had a couple close games. Obviously, Venice Braden River was a good game. Palmetto Braden River was a good game.
Right.
We've had a couple of good ones thrown in there. I think Southeast Hardy will be a good one in Hardy. Wauchula, is it Hardy County or Wauchula County?
It's Wauchula County.
Wauchula County, right? Yeah, I think that'll be a good game. So hopefully as we get closer to the playoffs and the playoffs themselves, get some more closer games.
I was at a game last week where I'd never seen it before. The Sarasota Sailors incurred so many sideline, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties with 7 minutes to go. They banished Brian Riles to the dressing room.
Yeah, I've seen warnings. I've never seen.
Him making the walk of shame to the clubhouse was sort of unusual.
Are you in the sideline or in the press box?
I'm in the press box.
I'm in the sideline, and a lot of coaches, they're in, get back, guys, get back, get back.
I don't know whether this was so much they were going over the line. Maybe they were saying something. Maybe something was going on.
Well, I don't know about that, but I've seen coaches tell their guys, hey, the last few years that rule has really been enforced. They don't want you on that field.
Right. So that was an unusual sighting, very, very unique. Talking about these games, what game are you at this week?
I'm at the East County rivalry, Braden River hosting Lakewood Ranch.
Right.
And that's also my lock of the week. I think Braden River will win that game.
Right.
So that's my pick.
Why?
I guess Braden River right now is a better team than Lakewood Ranch. I think Braden River, if you were doing a rankings of all team in the county, which we do, I think Venice is number 1, and I think Braden River and Riverview have a good fight for number 2. But I think Braden River right now is a lot better than Lakewood Ranch.
Break down some of the other games. There's some key games. Booker, Lemon Bay.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Lakewood Ranch, Braden River, like you just said. Manatee at Tampa, Riverview.
Right. Well, Manatee, the best they can finish is 5-3. They're going to need some help to get in the playoffs. Actually, no, they're 3-2. They can finish 6-2. But they did play Venice last week of the season. Yeah, they got to win that game. Lemon Bay, Booker is big now with a loss to Hardy.
Right.
Now you have a couple of teams in that district with 1 loss and Southeast with no losses. So I still think Southeast wins that district, but obviously, the playoffs are up for grabs.
I will be at Mooney game, Winter Haven at Mooney, a 7 o'clock start. So I haven't seen Drew Lascari's team.
Another team has to win out pretty much.
Right, right. My lock of the week is nothing against the Sailors, but I need a lock. That's why I'm going for Venice.
Yeah, that's a good
Sarasota at Venice.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
And like we said, Sarasota, the games, I think that they play very, very hard. They don't quit, but I think Venice, and I've said it before, is the best team in this area. So, that's not a bad pick.
Talk about a bad pick and teams making a comeback. Let's focus on this hat right here. I know it's not football, but as a guy from Boston, I'm very impressed by what this team has done. Just break it down.
It's been fun.
Can they wrap it up? Can we see a 77 rematch of the Dodgers and New York
78, 78-81 rematch.
Right.
Yeah. We'll see. I feel good.
Tanaka looking good?
He is.
Everything.
He is.
What's coming up on the horizon?
We have volleyball regionals next week.
Right.
We have golf regionals next week.
Wow.
Cross country gets rolling.
Right.
So,
this is where it all sort of
this is where it all kind of, and before you know it, we'll be talking about soccer and volleyball and basketball. Soccer and wrestling, the winter sports.
And next week, I guarantee, if John is wearing the hat, that means the Yankees have advanced. If he's not wearing the hat, that means
I might not be here.
They lost these last 2 games. So we'll all be watching for that. And everything else on the prep scene.
Yep, you got it.
Anything else before
Nope.
we wrap up?
Nope.
All right, for Lembo, for Fernandes. See you next week on The Grid.
Go Yanks.